Hey everybody, I am here with the episode recap for Red Band Society episode 5. Let's hope it'll let me post this. Fourth time's the charm, right? So to start off with, we meet Charlie's mother Mandy because the reason she is here is the insurance company is ready to evaluate if anything has changed since Charlie's accident. They want to see if it is time to move him to a long-term care facility, which in parentheses means giving up on the fact that, he could ever wake up from this coma. So she's there. Charlie's dad tries to visit. Nurse Jackson shoos him out, obviously knows who he is, goes sometime later, I will call you when it's safe. As we know, they had a fight because of the accident, which we see in flashbacks, throughout the episode, that Charlie's dad was the driver of the car when the car got hit. It wasn't really Charlie's dad's fault, though. I mean, he was just trying to make his son more comfortable, except he unbuckled the kid's seatbelt, and then they got hit, so it didn't look that great. And ever since then, he's technically been banned from seeing Charlie, which is rough. Meanwhile, Dash gets a pager from Dr. Andrews. He is about to, he's moving on to the next step of getting an organ. Kara's interested in this because she's on an organ list herself, but she doesn't know what Dash is getting, and she wants to get closer to getting her own heart. So she is trying to get him to tell her his secret, and he says, you do something for me, I'll do something for you. He makes a mention of this nice condo place across the street from the hospital that he wants to get inside of. He doesn't say why, but he wants to get in there. So Kara is like, okay, let me see what I can do. Meanwhile, the hypochondriac adult patient that we have at the hospital, I believe his name is Bert, maybe, not sure. He is heading for a trip to India, and so in the meantime, he's giving his stuff away because he can't take it with him. Leo is surprised and doesn't really believe this. Jordy is meeting with a social worker because now that he's emancipated, he needs to act like an adult or do adult-like things. The social worker is trying to persuade him to live in a group home. He says no, and then Emma tries to, combat this with comedy about all the cool things you can do as an adult. She later runs into Bert as well and gets this great idea to surprise Jordy with something. So they get that working. The doctor and Nurse Jackson and Charlie's mom meet with the insurance company, and after a round of questions, the doctor can't lie. There's nothing else he can really do for Charlie at this point in time, and it's rough. Nurse Jackson doesn't want to give up, and they basically decide that Charlie is going to be moved to another facility, which is unfortunate because it is basically saying that Charlie isn't going to wake up, even though we all know that he's right there. He doesn't know how to get out of the coma. Again, throughout the episode, there are flashbacks to what happened. When he gets to the hospital, the first person he meets is Nurse Jackson, and she bonds with him, and she promises him that when he wakes up from his surgery, she'll be right there. And obviously we know that Charlie did not wake up. After surgery, they couldn't get him back up, and he went into a coma. So she hasn't been able to fulfill that promise, and she holds that, very close to her heart. And, she has a strong bond with this kid, and she really wants him to stay. Charlie's mom gets so angry she sees an origami dragon, and she knows that her husband makes origami things out of for Charlie. So she knows instantly he's been there, even though there was an agreement that he would stay away. She gets mad at Nurse Jackson. Nurse Jackson just wanted, his dad to be able to see him. Kara finds a way, pretending her mom's need a new place and she needs to check it out. She gets a realtor to get them into the condos, and Dash comes along. And so, Dash gives her a little bit of advice. The people are always watching and seeing what you're doing, and they want to make sure the organ that they're giving is going to someone who's actually going to take care of it. So they get to the building, and Dash decides, let's go outside on the roof, and he starts spray painting, which we didn't know he even did that. Kara's impressed. He finishes this pretty cool, interesting, piece of work, and, he says to Kara he's having it there, so it'll be a piece of him that will always be left over, even if no one knows who did it. Meanwhile, Emma is surprising Jordy with this cool car that they can take a ride in. She has her license. She can teach him. Jordy's like, cool, but he tells Leo, to stay, and Emma's not excited about it, so they all hop in the car for a car ride, which gets pretty awkward. Emma and Leo spend most of the time fighting until Jordy is just like, you know what, I'm not feeling that great. Maybe we should turn back. And they're like, okay, sure, turn back. So not the most fun of rides. Meanwhile, Charlie's dad shows up because he knows something's not right. They get into a fight, and it's just kind of rough, but, you know, they have to realize that there's nothing they can do right now. If the fighting's not going to help, they need to work together. Nurse Jackson apologizes to Mandy, Charlie's mom, and she's like, no, I know, and it's rough, and it's hard because she feels helpless when it comes to Charlie, and it's understandable. Back in Dash's room, Kara and Dash are talking, and basically Dash is just saying he has cystic fibrosis, he needs a lung, or both lungs, I'm not quite sure. But he's not even sure if he wants to go through with the surgery. He knows he's not going to live forever, and it's like, how long are these lungs going to last until I need another pair? But, you know, his parents really obviously want him to get the surgery so he gets better, so he's torn between trying to do that for them and just saying no, and Kara finds that interesting. It's a new side of Dash that we didn't even know. So after the car ride, Emma left her phone in the car, so Jordy goes to get it. Leo and Emma get into this fight, and Leo's like, I'm trying to be your friend. Emma's like, well, maybe I decided I don't want that anymore. They kiss. Emma leaves, and Jordy sees it. He doesn't say anything. I don't think either of them knew he was there, but he leaves. Leo bumps into Nurse Jackson, and Nurse Jackson says they're moving Charlie, and he starts telling her they can't, and he says how when he was unconscious during his surgery, he met Charlie, and Charlie's all there, and Nurse Jackson believes him. As we know, everybody kind of enters this subconscious space where they meet Charlie, and we all know Charlie's alive. He just can't get out right now. So she goes to a lab, not sure why. She puts her name on Charlie's blood. Well, she puts Charlie's name on somebody else's blood. So it's a little scary, and we're kind of like, that's illegal, and, you know, she's probably trying to do something to get Charlie to stay here. Not sure what exactly, we'll find out. Leo texts everyone to meet on the roof. They get kind of beers, I believe, and they cheer to Charlie because he's leaving, and they can't really do anything about it, but he's still part of Red Band Society to them. So they all stand on the roof. They see Dash's artwork. Dash never says it's his, which is surprising, and so they just kind of look at it, and everyone thinks it's really cool. And Jordy holds Emma's hand. He obviously knows what happened between him and Leo. Leo sees it, doesn't say anything. Emma sees it. She doesn't say anything. She just lets him hold it, but she clearly looks a little more uncomfortable now, so it seems like we have an epic war coming. I believe that's everything from that episode. I tried to do this fast, so it'll let me post it, so I'm sorry if it's reduced. Next episode should be interesting. Again, it's going to be the love triangle. Hopefully Charlie gets to stay. A lot of craziness happening. Thank you for watching as always, guys. That is your episode 5 recap. Episode 6 is tonight, so stay tuned. I will try to get the next video out much sooner. Apologies as always. Keep watching. Have a good day, guys. Bye.